essay, I think that, like, I literally think the essay that I wrote in it was better than this. Like, some lines of them, I am so sorry, like, I don't want to hate on anyone, but, like, just also compared to, like, the education is not the same. So that is something that I am struggling with a little bit. And then also the fact that, like, I have to be here for another year in an extremely boring city. I feel like, you know, that is if something starts after 10, 10 is already too late. Like, I don't want to go. I'm not going anymore. So like, when people that feel me on that and just like doing things during the day, so I'll go on coffee dates, go to the beach. I mean, the weather is not that hot either. It's spring is starting though, so I feel like the beach is gonna be like a fun thing to do. Like actually go to the beach because I walk along it, like along the beach all the time anyway. But when it's actually like this is me saying that, like, yes, move abroad. I think everybody should move abroad at some point, or like at least like relatively a little bit further away from their parents, or like the people that they know. And like, I feel like you need to discover things about yourself, and I feel like moving abroad or, you know, moving away is the best thing, like, you know, the best way to do that. So I feel, yeah, I do support, I do think you should move abroad, but also be aware that it is not gonna make everything better. It could make things worse. Because I saw this, I didn't watch the video, but I saw a title on YouTube, like a thumbnail, it's like epidemic of loneliness, and I totally agree with that. And I feel like being alone in a place that you like don't, you don't really know the place, you don't really know the people, especially at the start. And then also when there's like nothing going on, because I don't have classes right now, you know, that is making things hard. Like, you know, like certain periods of that time are gonna be extremely hard, are gonna be extremely lonely. Because everybody's just on their phone all the time. Everybody lives on their phone, but nobody texts back. Me included. I'm such a bad texter. And like, even though I'm on my phone all the time, like I can scroll on Instagram or on TikTok for like hours and not respond back to someone, and it sucks. And that is not, this has nothing to do with moving abroad, but like, you have to be aware of the fact that you're gonna be lonely. You're gonna miss home a lot. Like, you're gonna be lonely. You're gonna miss home a lot. But honestly, like, I don't really want to go there, but like, money can be an issue. Because my best friend here, like, she's like, that's the only thing she keeps saying. Like, I have to like find a job, because like sometimes I wonder, like, you know, she had like struggle a little bit like affording living here. But also, like I said, you're gonna discover so much about yourself. She also said like, oh, I found peace here, and like happiness in a different way. Maybe battery just, oh, not that the battery died, but like my SD card is full and I can't delete anything right now because I did not upload it to my computer yet, so I have to finish it on my phone. This is gonna be, the quality is so bad. So like I was saying, there's negatives, there's positives. It depends. I think it depends on the people, it depends on the place, and it depends on you. Right now, I'm not doing enough, I'm pretty sure, but like, that is the only issue, you know, personal thing you're gonna hear from me. I feel like I didn't overshare, but like, you know, if we want to talk, because you moved abroad, I moved abroad, I'm here, I'm making these sleepover videos. I think I will probably do at least once a week, because I just love filming these. Like I said, please, if anybody has any topics, if anybody's still watching, let me know, because I love filming these videos and I just want it to be a conversation. So that is all for today. I hope maybe you did it, like, listen to this while having a nap. I hope you had a great nap. If you were about to fall asleep, I hope you sleep and dream of an amazing experience if you move abroad, if you live abroad. Maybe falling in love with the city, feeling at home in the city, falling in love with someone while in the city. Maybe you'll dream of that. I don't know. And otherwise,